What's going on, guys? Welcome. Today is October 27th, and I'm going to break down some trades on gold, why I knew it was going to drop today, and then I'm going to talk about NAS trading at all-time highs, the difficulties of it, some of the trades that I took, and how it went. If you're new to this channel, this YouTube channel is kind of like my trading journal. It's unedited, it's raw, it's quick, it's fast. Hopefully it's helpful for you guys just breaking down some of the trades in the analysis that I do. I've been trading live with Day Trading University for over 5 years now, specifically with a focus on gold and NASDAQ, but you can apply the same strategy to currencies specifically, but also US 30 and NASDAQ, silver, oil, if you really wanted to. Anyways, with that being said, let's start off with NAS. NAS sitting at all-time highs. There really isn't, I just didn't like, let's do this. We'll come over to the 30-minute time frame, and we can see that we're at the highs. Over the weekend, we had this pretty aggressive gap here, which, by the way, because this question was asked to me earlier on the live trading call, talking about filling gaps. This is, if you think about what technical analysis is, candlesticks are just a visual representation of what price currently is of the asset that you're looking at. Does that make sense? So, for example, NASDAQ is currently worth $25,925. The candlestick just is a visual representation of that, and it tells me where it moves over time. That's what the time frame is, right? That's what these candles are. So what happens is this information is fed to a data feed. There are times where there is a lack or a lag in the data. Maybe the markets are closed and there's a change in price, but the data isn't given to the providers, right? So what happens is markets are closed or price moves too fast. There's no information here to be documented. The markets opened, NASDAQ was at a different price. That's it. This doesn't mean there's missing orders here. Now, I don't know what strategy this comes from or what you guys are trading that tell you this, and I'm not trying to bash other strategies. I'm just saying from a logical perspective, it doesn't make sense to think that there's a bunch of missing orders here. It's just price changed when the markets were closed, and TradingView, the data feed, didn't catch the move. We just know that the markets were here when they closed, and when they opened, they were here. If there's proof or if there's something that shows that there is actually like a bunch of orders here that's missing and that it needs to fill the gap or whatever, please send it my way. I'd love to read it. I'd love to find it. But in my experience, I've been trading live every day for 5 years, and I've been doing this for over 6.5 years. I haven't seen that to be true, right? So with that being said, starting the day off with NASDAQ, we'll go to a lower time frame here. NAS, we had the markets opened right about here, right? So I start watching the charts when I'm on the live call too. I don't really like trading NAS outside of the stock exchange open, which opens 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Depending on what time zone you're in, it's gonna be a little different. And you can see the volume that came in here. Now, what happened was, there's a couple things here that I can break down, which hopefully is helpful for you guys. The first candle, let's do replay mode. Let's do this. The first candle here, I really like that we came back down to support. I didn't mark this support up until after we got this push here. I lined it up with the candle bodies here. We're getting all new price action. So we're at all-time highs, and you have to I got to work with what I got. So I marked the zone up, hoping it would hold. It ended up coming down to support. This first candle immediately blasted to the upside. Now, the reason I didn't enter it, number one, it's at all-time highs. I don't trust it. Number two, the markets were really mixed. I like watching this a lot. These are the top 8 tech stocks, and there was a lot of, we see here in video it's pushing down, so I won't go to each individual one, but I like to watch all 8 of these, and if a couple of them are pushing down really aggressively and some are pushing up really aggressively, I don't take my trade. I will stay out, and that's what avoids me, that's what helps me avoid getting in, like entering at the highs here, and just taking a massive pullback to the downside. So, and this call was recorded. So if you guys are in Day Trading University in the group, you can go over to the Discord, you can watch the recording. You can specifically see me saying all of this in real time, why I'm not taking these buys, even though it looks really good. Now, that being said, we'll fast forward this a little bit because I did take some trades. So we'll come over, we'll do this. So the sells, I did take sells. Now, normally I'm very much against taking sells on NAS just because we're at all-time highs, and I didn't take the sells just because we're at all-time highs. There were two things. Number one, by this time, I had marked up this zone right about here, give or take, somewhere around there, and we'll do this. My zone I marked up here, and I entered on this candle here. I ended up getting break even on it. Thankfully, it wasn't a loss. I don't like selling at the highs anyways, but I'll break down why I did this. If you take a look at the time, this was at 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time, and I'll bring over the Discord. This is the newsfeed inside Day Trading University's Discord, where I'm trading live all the time. So the newsfeed to me is really important because it helps. It helps with what's happening in the markets. Now, this headline, I'll zoom in on it. Qualcomm unveils AI chip to rival NVIDIA in data center market. Now, you don't have to worry about who Qualcomm is. My concern is to rival NVIDIA. I was like, okay, well, is NVIDIA going to react? You can see the time here was at 10:09 a.m. Eastern time. And now if we go over to the tech stocks here, I'll open up NVIDIA. This right here is what NVIDIA was doing when that headline came out. So NVIDIA was reacting to it. I don't think it's going to be bad for NVIDIA long term, and you can see it now, it recovered the whole move. But if here's my thought process on taking those sells. Number one, I had reasons for it because of this headline. Number two, we're sitting at all-time highs, and a part of me was hoping, this is why I didn't take partials on it, I just held it and let it get me a break even. A part of me was hoping that this could be the catalyst to give us an actual drop from all-time highs. If you take a look here, let's back up. Oh, am I in replay mode still? Oh, here we go. Okay, let's zoom out right here. This move, we were sitting at all-time highs. We had a massive drop on NAS. This was from Trump. It was on a Friday. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He made comments about China. And even then, when the drop happened, I was taking buys here. I was taking buys here. I was still taking buys. But the short-term sells is what I was hoping to happen again, because we had a catalyst similar to this. Wasn't the same, but there was nonetheless a catalyst. So the sells that I took here, which I'll put this little thing back here, I took this, I ended up getting break even, but I was hoping that this would end up being, we have the rate decision coming in 2 days. We're sitting at all-time highs. We had a headline that came out, and I can see that NVIDIA was dropping pretty aggressively. I'm like, well, maybe this is going to be the catalyst for a profit-taking move. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't it. It is what it is. So I ended up getting break even on that. And then this one, where I took profit from, was this trade here, which I still didn't really like it. I closed it much, much earlier. If we play this out, you can see like, oh, it was a good trade. It still held. Actually, let's just close this. Right? We can see that it's still pushing to the upside, right? But in real time, when we play this back, when I actually took the entry, this zone was marked up, and then we have that push to the downside. We didn't necessarily come back to support. Remember, this is the support I was watching at the open. I can see that it's holding support. We didn't come down to it, and then I ended up entering on this next candle, on the open candle. So I entered, I'd have to find the exact price point, but it was around here when I entered, and the volume was it was going back and forth too quickly. As soon as it went up, I was like, I'm taking it, I'm out. So I ended up closing really early before it even broke further. I closed the day with $2,000 in profit. That's 4 accounts copy traded over. I'm happy with that, but I just didn't see anything else that I wanted to take any trades on. So these were the buys that I took on NAS. And like I said, when we play this out a little bit, it's still nice, but I'm not the biggest fan of taking trades at all-time highs. This price action is choppy, and we have the rate decision in 2 days. I don't want to keep taking risk at the highs. So if I get a pullback, ideally, what I wanted to see at the market open was this, a pullback down here, and we just didn't get it. I ended up taking the trades around here. So it is what it is. So I'll break down gold now too. Not too much else on NAS. I'm still hopeful to get a pullback. We have the rate decision coming. I think the pullback's going to come. It's just a matter of when. Maybe during Asian session, maybe during London overnight. Who knows? I'm not going to be trading it to find out if it's London or Asian session though. Gold. So the sell for gold, I'm going to put it right here. I knew gold was going to drop, or I don't want to say I knew. I had a very strong feeling gold was going to drop. The entry was right here, and we ended up dropping about 500 or 600 pips to the downside. So almost 700 pips in this one move. So this was the entry. I'll actually show you some of the traders inside Day Trading University. Ryan posted that he took it right here. So you can see exactly how Josh called it out for sells early. I'm just showing you this to show you that I'm actually doing this live with everybody in Day Trading University. Here's the entry right here. You can compare it, the 5-minute candle, where he took the sells, and there it is. So that was the entry on gold. The reason I was looking for gold sells is what's more important. We're getting a lot of de-escalation on geopolitical tensions, a little bit of progress over the weekend with the US and China trade tensions, and Friday, inflation data came out lower than expected. So I said this on Friday, if you guys had watched, I'm pretty sure on my analysis video, I believe gold's gonna spike up and then recover the move if inflation comes out lower. I just didn't change my bias today. I was like, I'm waiting for the pullback. and I'm going to keep looking for sells. And that was it. We ended up having, from Friday, if any of you guys listened to that video and you took sells from Friday, which there were some people still holding it from Friday, almost 1,500 pips. I don't know that this is enough to give me my long-term bias to start looking for sells on gold. I want to see more optimism. I want to see inflation continuing to drop. I think there's still a lot of chance that gold's going to be extremely volatile, given the fact that the government's still shut down. Remember, the government being shut down was one of the reasons we kept breaking all-time highs. Now that we get inflation data, yeah, maybe that'll help gold. We have some geopolitical tensions easing, some wars ending. That's great. Maybe that'll help gold too. But we do still have the US government shut down. It would be nice if that would end, and then I would probably like to change my long-term bias to just start looking for sells on gold. But with that being said, I don't want to say 50-50. I'm leaning more towards sells, but I'm not going to fight price action on gold if I see, like here, this was the make or break for me, right? So when it was breaking here, I was telling everyone in the live call, I go, be careful. This is not what I want to see for a breakout trade. If it does break out, I'll take the pullback and then take it back up. Same thing here. So I hope this breakdown is helpful, showing you my mindset, my thought process on this. If there's anything you guys want to see specifically, like I said, this is kind of just my trading journals. If there's something, if I'm going too fast, if this is confusing, let me know, because I'm doing this to help other traders understand the importance of looking at fundamentals and understanding how to take your trades with fundamentals and not just relying on random ass indicators that probably aren't really that helpful. So hopefully this stuff is helpful. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I'll do a trade breakdown again, and safe trading.